Joining us now is Kira Rudik, a member of the Ukrainian parliament. And Ms. Rudik, before we get to that, you're in Kyiv and undergoing what can't even imagine to be trying circumstances. Russian army bombing the capital, moving closer to the center of the city, trying to encircle the capital of Ukraine. How long can you hold out? How are you doing there?
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for having me. So we are doing well. Our morale is high as usually, and we do understand that right now we have to fulfill our duty to our motherland. I'm in Kyiv, and the outskirts of Kyiv have been severely bombed. So what we do right now, we help the refugees who are fleeing from these areas. We help them to escape and to be transported to the West. We all see what Putin is doing. We see that his actions are absolutely war crimes. He is starving people out in the eastern city of Mariupol. He is bombarding the cities to the ground and burning them down. And we are opposing him on the land. We are very good in fighting on the land. However, we do still expect support from NATO countries on the air side protection, because this is where Putin's forces are much stronger. And as you see, he doesn't have any boundaries. He doesn't have any limitations. 2 days ago, the maternity hospital was bombarded in Mariupol because Putin said there are Nazis there. So how crazy is that? So he continues actually to bombarding the nuclear plants and creating sabotage in there. And I see right now this as the highest risk for all of us.
Yeah, it's just an unspeakable horror and trial that the Ukrainian people are going through. And I can tell you that here in the United States, people are rallying behind the Ukrainian cause. And speaking of crazy actions, there's an allegation from your government about Chernobyl, of course, the disaster there in 1986, the meltdown of the reactor. The accusation is that there's an effort by the Ukrainian government to get the West even more involved by claiming that that Vladimir Putin plans to somehow attack or somehow stir up the radioactive material that is still in that facility at Chernobyl. Can you tell us about this accusation and the proof that you might have?
So Chernobyl and its areas has been under Russia's control since day one of war. So Ukrainian forces are not even allowed there. So these accusations are absolutely false. They are the same accusations as all the other lies that Russia is telling. However, the risks that we are seeing after Putin's forces were bombarding another nuclear plant in Zaporizhia, which is the largest nuclear plant in Europe. And right now, they disconnected the Chernobyl from the electrical grid. So the cooling system will have maybe like another 12 to 15 hours to be working. This has nothing to do with what Ukrainian side and what we can do. This is Russians doing, and we are insisting on having the MAGATE, an international organization, to get in there and check like what's going on. I can tell you like how the Russian propaganda works. So we have heard from Lavrov yesterday when he said, we did not attack Ukraine and we do not intend to attack other countries. This is everything that you need to know about how Russia acts. They are lying and they are accusing other people, other countries in what they plan to do.
Yeah, that was an astonishing statement from the foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov of Russia. But just to be clear, the Ukrainian government is not accusing Vladimir Putin of plotting to do anything at Chernobyl. That was the report that we heard here in the United States earlier today.
No, we do accuse him because he's controlling the Chernobyl for since the beginning of war. And what we have seen, they disconnected Chernobyl cooling system from the electrical grid. And this is really dangerous. You cannot be doing this. This is what can lead to another nuclear catastrophe. And this is why we are demanding that international community gets to Chernobyl to check that everything is fine there. This is all that's happening.
On top of everything else, the danger from Chernobyl and the other reactor that you mentioned, the largest nuclear plant in Europe in the south of your country. Ukrainian Parliament member Kira Rudik, thank you very much for joining us. Please be safe.
Thank you, and glory to Ukraine.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.